Trey, I just want you to know I was going to wait a little bit longer to start the stream, but I'm glad you're happy, man. I'm happy that you're happy because I'm happy. And I'm happy that you're happy because I'm happy, because you're happy, I'm happy. Oh, doesn't it feel good, Trey? Doesn't it feel good? You see who's behind me? Bro, I'm cooked for school tomorrow. You're going to be on 5 hours of sleep because of the podcast. Listen, man, I don't know what to tell you. One thing I can tell you, though, your Super Bowl 59 champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. If you would have went to the start of this year, you know who the catalyst of this is? There's an entire Hard Knocks series dedicated to showing you how Saquon Barkley slipped away from the Giants. The heads of the organization, the GM, with the most crucial decision of the entire program. Am I going to pay Saquon Barkley? Am I going to pay Daniel Jones? I mean, I don't know if I want to look at the future of the program, if I want to see what this team's really made of, what we can be. I think we can do without Saquon. Even though everybody's trying to tell you, right? Everybody's trying to say, dude, we got to have Saquon. Like, Saquon is the team. He is the Giants, right? That's what people were saying. Saquon Barkley is the Giants. Man, you let Saquon go for 1 year. This is his first season away from the Giants, where everybody already know he was good. Everybody already knew Saquon Barkley was an elite talent. So what happens when you put him behind an elite offensive line, surround him with a top half quarterback? There's no debate. Jalen Hurts is a top 16 quarterback. Some people might even put him in the top 10 currently. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion. So you give Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in football, one of those weapons. What happens? Nothing. He just takes him straight to a Super Bowl. Trey, you have every right to be happy, bro. How about them Eagles? Took that three-peat away. Everyone doubted the Eagles all year. It was time for the Eagles to prove the world wrong. I agree, and I'm happy for you. I told you that the Panthers were going to beat the Eagles. You remember we fought about it, Panthers winning next year? No. But you remember we had a discourse. We had a beef going back and forth for a time, but now we got an understanding. But I told you that the Panthers could beat the Eagles. Y'all wiped the floor with us. And guess what? We lost to the Super Bowl champions. So I'm not mad about that game. The rest of the games we lost, that's a different story. They didn't win the Super Bowl. There's no excuse for that. No explanation. Appreciate you, bro. Only going to be watching for 30 minutes. You need sleep? Yes. Get your rest, bro. We're just getting our instant reactions to the Super Bowl, and I wanted to do this authentically. So as you can see, I brought a guest to the program today, Patrick Mahomes. We're going to talk to Patrick about how he was one game away from defining his legacy, from people calling him the greatest quarterback in football. Because make no mistake, Patrick Mahomes wins that game. Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowl 59, his third Super Bowl in 3 years. He's the greatest to ever do it. Tom Brady never did that. We would be watching Patrick Mahomes like people watched Michael Jordan during his three-peat. And like, when you watch somebody be that successful for that amount of years and there's nothing you can do to prevent it, yes, football's a team sport, but Patrick Mahomes is quarterbacking that unit. He's literally the quarterback of the team. So Patrick Mahomes is one game away from putting himself past Tom Brady as far as an achievement that Brady could never accomplish. He could never do it. As many times as he's been in the Super Bowl, he never achieved a three-peat. And he's there broadcasting the game. He's about to watch somebody start to surpass his legacy. And with that opportunity, and with that right in front of him, and with all the work that the Chiefs had done to get to that point, do you want to know what happens? Oh, you know, they just scored 0 points in the whole first half of the Super Bowl. They went down 24-0. It was worse than the beginning of the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl when the Patriots made the greatest quarterback, when the Patriots made the greatest comeback, I apologize, of all time. You know that the score before the Chiefs scored a single point was a wider margin than that? I've never seen that. I've never seen the Chiefs play like that. The last time I saw them score that few points was against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. So you know what? maybe Brady needs to stay away from Chiefs Super Bowl games. Because when he was playing on the Bucks, when they scored 9 points, Patrick Mahomes couldn't score a touchdown. Then they scored 20 points all in the second half, 2 touchdowns of which were in garbage time. Eagles, like I'm telling you. Eagles like that, I'm telling you. Fun fact, you share a birthday with Mahomes. Mind telling everyone what happened last stream? 28-3 is 25. Didn't they score again? Hold on. I swear. We're not going to get into that right now. We won't get into that right now. 24-0 is 24. Fair enough. Panthers going to the Super Bowl next year? Absolutely not. As much as I would love to say it, it's not going to happen, bro. You still got the clip of me saying the Eagles winning? Yeah, I made a whole apology video to the Eagles this year. I believed in their talent. You can go back and fact check it. There's a video on my channel right now called The Apology where I went back and I said, you know what? The Eagles got it. Like, you know what? The way they did my team, the way I've watched them this year, the Eagles got it. And it hurt me to say. Like, it caused me physical pain. But I have it. It's on record, right? Mind telling everyone what happened last stream? Nah. We won't even get into it. Because, listen, man. As much as I just dogged on Patrick Mahomes, do you think it was all your fault? No, it wasn't. You know why? Because he was getting used and abused by the entire Eagles defensive line. Josh Sweat back there multiple times, not only with a sack, like finishing the play himself, he also bulldozed a offensive tackle in the NFL into Patrick Mahomes' lap to the point where Patrick, in his throwing motion, is getting thrown off kilter. That led to an interception by Bond and a touchdown to go into the, what? This was after the 2-minute warning. So, with a minute and a half left to go, right? Dude, oh man. Can you imagine being back there, already backed up, your feet are in the end zone to escape the situation, and boom, to your left is your own player, like getting bulldozed into you. So, obviously Patrick Mahomes, he can't, as much as you want to say he's a mobile quarterback, he's got to know the pocket. He can't account for everything. So the Eagles getting pressure, first off, they made Patrick Mahomes uncomfortable all night. He was 0-5 at one point under pressure. And you can't win that way. You can't do it. When you can't complete the ball with pressure coming at you, or anytime they bring pressure, like, that's not winning football. And that's what we saw the entire first half. They were getting after the quarterback. They had sacks. Cooper DeJean. First interception against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, only in the biggest moment of the game to double the lead for the Eagles. Takes it all the way home, bro. Takes it all the way home. Cooper DeJean putting on for all the white boys that watch NFL. Dude, the only white corner in the league, takes it to the crib against who people are saying is the greatest current quarterback in football. Patrick, what do you got to say about that, man? Yeah, I mean, I'd be frustrated too. It was a sight to behold. It was a sight to behold, most definitely. I think that on Cooper DeJean's birthday, that's right. It was his birthday. So even better. Trey, Dante, shout out DeJean. That's what I was hoping you would say. That makes sense coming from you. But, like, isn't that inspiring to see people like you? This is why representation is important. Cooper DeJean just put on for everybody. Now people are going to think, like, if I put in enough work, I can go out there and be a white corner and pick off Patrick Mahomes in only the greatest moment in the history of the team, go take that to the crib, start a momentum swing that doesn't end until, garbage time of the game? So, obviously, I'm happy for Cooper DeJean. I'm happy for the Eagles as an organization. Philly fans is the only people I'm nervous about. Trey, you be careful tonight because I know how y'all get. Obviously, there was an unfortunate story that came out about the NFC Championship celebration, and that's not funny. So we're not going to treat it like it's funny. But the celebrations are going to get wild today, Trey. So just, like, for all of us, be safe. I know you're a Philly fan, so just, you know what I mean? Iowa's whole team in the Music City Bowl was white. I know, but we're talking about Cooper DeJean right now. We're talking about Cooper DeJean. It was just an out-of-character game for the Chiefs. Like I said earlier, I've never, in all the time that we've watched this reign of terror by the Kansas City Chiefs, I've never seen them play in a situation where they couldn't get the ball rolling. people say like it's the refs, but the reason the Chiefs have been so good for so long is they have an ability to like extend that drive or make that one play to keep it rolling, so they're never like really out of the game. You remember way back, they had that game against the Texans. They were down 24-0 and like found a way to roll back into that game when they needed to, like right when their back was against the ropes. Or multiple times this season, it looks like, man, they're off to a slow start. I don't know how the Chiefs are going to be able to come back, and they find a way. Or in just that last-ditch moment, the Chiefs have been able to execute when it's most important. I can't lie, I'm turned off that bottle of champagne. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Trey. After what happened... No, yeah, definitely don't climb anything. But, yeah, I just find it insane, man, to think about. I find it insane to think about that, today they couldn't get it to work. Like, no matter what they did. They tried the play action. They did the one little spin-a-rooney. If you, like, I don't know if you were paying attention to it today, but they hit the one. They even did the one where Pat was back here, like, said, spin around, hit it off this way, and that was a TFL too. Like, even when the Eagles were set up to fall for the trick or to be too aggressive and like make the incorrect play, and like when plays were built off them with misdirection, they had a couple RPOs even today where it was an RPO and he looked to the bubble and then threw it like right across in the middle of the field. It was like a hitch or a slant. It's like a seated route where he's just sitting in the zone. So he would pass back here, fake the handoff right, and he's looking to the bubble. And they're throwing it right to the hitch, so like they're taking eyes off him. But the way that the Eagles were able to stop it is they were tackling short. Like there weren't really broken tackles. There weren't until the second half any deep shots that were converted for the strip sack reminded you of a Super Bowl. That's dirty, bro. That's dirty. All the way now, you want to remind me of the 2015 Super Bowl? You know what? People like you are the reason that it's so hard being a Panthers fan here. I even thought last week, if you go back to the podcast from last week, I said, as much as I would like to think so, there's no way that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to lose this game because I'm from Missouri. I hear about them all the time. This guy right here behind me, I hear his name and I see his jersey every day. And by the way, I think he's going to be the greatest quarterback to play football. I think that's true. Like, if you look at where he's at right now, I think he's going to beat Tom Brady eventually. But, as a Panthers fan, who throughout his reign of success has been trying to cling on to hope, right? Trying to cling on to hope. It just felt good. It felt good to see that other teams can still win in football. And that's all I'm really trying to say. Like, it felt good to see that the same team's not going to keep winning. Like, this isn't a Michael Jordan situation where, you know, 3-peat. Gosh, how do we stop him? And then Patrick Mahomes retires to play, like, lacrosse or something, and then comes back and starts winning again because, like, nobody can beat him in his own sport. Same, it gets old. That's what I'm saying. So now the Eagles got one. The Lions are close. The Commanders are close. Like, there's teams that can come back and win. And it's not because I hate the Chiefs. And it's not because I love the Eagles. Trey, no offense, I don't like the Eagles. I wore neutral colors today. I'll show you. I wore like this neutral like beige sweatshirt and some brown pants and white socks at the Super Bowl party I went to. Because I didn't want either team to win. I was on Team Meteor. Like I was on Team Meteor where like the game would be postponed or something and we would have to figure out a brand new Super Bowl tournament. Because I don't like either team. I just want the Panthers to win. But today, I saw something that gave me hope. One, the NFC can beat the AFC. Hooray. Because everybody says the NFC is a weaker league and like whoever wins the AFC championship, that's the Super Bowl or whatever. Not anymore. And even like a couple years ago that wasn't the case. The Rams beat the Bengals. But like that's the story that people at least here are saying is that like people say like the AFC championship is the Super Bowl. Like what are we talking about? So it made me happy to see the Eagles win. I'm not an Eagles fan either. He loves the Eagles. Stop lying. You know that's not true. But, yeah, it's unfortunate that in order for that to happen, Patrick Mahomes had to play such an uncharacteristic game. Like, you know that's not the game that Patrick Mahomes plays. You know? Another thing that was encouraging, I should say, is that this game, Super Bowl 59, is your proof that the NFL's not scripted. What do I mean by that? Nothing went according to script today. If you watch the game, right? The president's there shaking hands with the Chiefs players. They got all the video of it. Then Taylor Swift is there. They zoom in the camera on her. In the highlight package for the game, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift kissing is in like the highlight montage for the game. So off bat, when I said yesterday that the script says that the Chiefs are gonna win, that's what it was. That's what it was played up to be. But first off, the Chiefs get a call early, then the Eagles get a call early. That they said, was it unnecessary roughness? Yes, the head-to-head contact where they dropped the ball. He got hit in the head on the way down, and they said that was unnecessary roughness. I didn't even agree with that, but it was the Eagles' call. So that already, it doesn't go with the narrative that everybody says about the game. Then, if you look later into the game, the Eagles get that high lead, and the comeback never happens. And, like, even with all the celebrities that are there for the Super Bowl, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to be, like, the moment where they come back. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. Was that Kevin Hart or you in the crowd? What are you talking about? We don't even look alike. I'm ignoring that. I'm also ignoring all the celebrities that were there because the script didn't go according to plan, and the Eagles took it. And who better to, like, break the script than Philadelphia, am I right? To, like, just say, no, we're not following the story, and we're doing it our own way. Like, I'm gonna do my own thing, like Miles Morales said. I think the Eagles are, like, the perfect group to do that. They just represent everything. Like, that represents Philadelphia. To stop a historic moment like that and take the win, like take the win out of the hands, that's a Rocky Balboa going against the heavyweight champion or finding a way into the ring. So, man, Philly, I'm happy for you. But you know what other celebrity was there that, you know, like, actually cooked? Kendrick Lamar, bro. Oh my gosh. Kendrick Lamar took a chair to Drake like it was WWE and just got to smacking him and smacking him and smacking him. Listen, this started as friendly competition. Let's not forget. When Drake and J. Cole on Big Is the What said the big three, they said the big three was Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. They said that was the three best. And Kendrick Lamar just said, there's not three best, I'm the best. Dropped a verse, which led to a song, which led to a song, which led to a song, which led to a song that got deleted, which led to a song, which led to a song, which led to a song, as you know. That then led to the greatest music video of the year, the best song of the year, the best record of the year, 5 Grammys for Kendrick Lamar, for dissing Drake, for belittling him, which led to lawsuits, right? Which led to people worried about playing the song on their YouTube streams, which led to people worrying about reacting about it. But then, you know, as we saw at the Grammys, even the biggest names on, like, one of the biggest events of the year for music are all singing the words to the song. I couldn't believe it. Taylor Swift is singing Not Like Us. Like, everybody that you know and everybody that you listen to is singing Not Like Us. So then, bro, Trey, listen, bro. Then we get to the Super Bowl halftime show. We get to the Super Bowl halftime show. And Kendrick Lamar teases it throughout the entire show. People are saying that this is one of the worst halftime shows of all time. You're not understanding it, okay? This halftime show was not about new fans getting introduced to Kendrick. I don't think he cares if the wider audience knows who he is after the song. But the people who do know Kendrick have been following him through 2024 and saw all of it. They saw that Kendrick Lamar teased it throughout the song. He said, I know I want to play everybody's favorite song, but I know people love to sue. What could that be referring to, do you think? What do you think he meant by that? Then he says, I'm going to do it anyway. That's not exactly what he said. He's put a couple bars in to say I'm going to do it anyway. But then he proceeds to strut around on midfield at the biggest event of the year, right? This guy, right, one of the most recognizable faces in sports, is competing before and after the performance. And Kendrick Lamar takes that opportunity to continue dissing Drake, to continue the game, to continue winning, bro. When he came out and the music started playing, that was one thing. I was like, oh my gosh, they're playing Not Like Us. That's disgusting, right? Like, that's sick. But then it got worse because he looked into the camera like this. He looked into the camera and says, hey, Drake, I hear you like him young. On national TV, on YouTube TV, was Tubi streaming it? I think even on Tubi, they were streaming Mustard on the Beat, bro, deep boat, and he a free throw. And then they get to it, and he still name drops him and smiles with his teeth. That is the most disgusting, most disrespectful, hardest way to win a rap battle I've ever seen. I don't think it'll ever be topped. You got the whole nation saying this dude's name and like slandering it. And then when the lights go off after the performance and it said game over on the field, dead. Dead and buried. Dead and buried. If there was any confusion about who won, or like if the UMG lawsuits, or like if any of that was gonna play a factor, Kendrick Lamar won the rap beef. He won the rap beef. He won the rap beef months ago. Okay? This is him taking his victory lap and celebrating. And everybody's celebrating his work. And everybody is everybody is enjoying the Kendrick Lamar victory like we all took part in it. But no, and there's a person on the other end of this. Don't forget, that's a human being that just got called out on national TV and everybody's cheering for it. You know when Homelander and the boys killed the guy and everybody started cheering, so he was laughing too? Drake went out to destroy Drake. Or Kendrick went out to try and destroy him. And then everybody cheered. So he kept doing it. And then he kept doing it. And then he kept doing it. Was working at the bar and people were going crazy during his performance. That's what I'm saying. So I don't see how people could say it was the worst performance of all time. Anyways, with that being said, how was the Super Bowl from an entertainment aspect? It was cool, I thought. It wasn't like a nail biter or anything. We did have some cool plays, but when a game is decided that quickly, it's hard to you know what I mean? It's hard to sit there and really treat it seriously like it was anything special, because the outcome. So by the second half, we're sitting there with the family, the halftime show's over, and we get to watching the bowl again, and it's kind of you're sitting there trying to figure out what to talk about. People who said that was the worst performance, or they just don't know Kendrick Lamar. And there's people that exist that are still like that, and you can't fault them for it. But unless you know the whole story leading up to it, it's not going to be as impactful of a performance. It won't mean as much to you. You know what I mean? It's not. There's no way it could possibly mean as much to you, because we're all emotionally invested in the performance. Kendrick did his thing. The three-peat was just too good to be true. Derek, that's exactly what we were saying earlier. It was a storybook script magic that would have had to take place for him. Tom Brady was in attendance to watch somebody beat his streak. The Chiefs, come with this magical story. DeAndre Hopkins gets his first Super Bowl ring. It was just too much. It was just too much. And Saquon getting a Super Bowl ring after just being removed from the Eagles, good for him, right? He deserves that. I think we all can agree that Saquon Barkley deserves that. I'm happy for him. And I don't know. It was great that the Chiefs were successful for so long, and they probably still will be. So I don't think that this is going to detract too far if we're talking about legacy of a quarterback. I don't think this is going to detract too much from Patrick Mahomes as a Panthers fan. So, great quarterbacks take losses. Tom Brady took losses too. So, he can still have a successful career. It's just not going to three-peat. And, that would set a ridiculous precedent, because you know how hard that is to not only win games. I'm going to enjoy this moment. Have a good night. I hope the Panthers can win in 2055. Good night, Trey. But do you know how difficult it would have to be to not only win games, but like retain the same roster, keep the same players, keep the same staff? What the Chiefs have done is going to be like really hard to replicate. And if they had won 3, that puts them in like top 1 team category of all time. And they might already be there for some people, but now it's a discussion. Are you taking one of the Patriots teams of old? Are you taking the Chiefs from this, or is that recency bias? Mahomes' legacy has to be talked about a little. That was not a GOAT performance. Simple as that. Right. Derek, that's an excellent point. Mahomes' legacy, I'm going to pull your chat up on the screen actually. Once it pops up. Mahomes' legacy has to be talked about a little. That was not a GOAT performance. Simple as that. Agreed. You can't go into a game of that magnitude and not score in the first half as a quarterback, right? And be considered one of the greatest of all time. Especially that Eagles defense has been shown, like, has given up points before. And even later in the second half, they start throwing deep shots and they were scoring points. But that's once they're already out of the game. Patrick Mahomes, this has happened to him twice now. Against the Buccaneers, he couldn't score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And then against the Eagles, couldn't score a touchdown in the Super Bowl for the whole first half. And obviously things came together in like garbage time with 50 seconds left in the third quarter. But like, can you consider that a GOAT performance? No. But that doesn't take him completely out of the picture. You know what I mean? Like, he still has opportunities to prove himself and to earn that back. But yeah, you can't have too many of those and still be looking to be the GOAT. Or like, you know, that's why he didn't win the MVP. But also because his roster is stacked. Speaking of MVP, Josh Allen is the MVP. I'm kind of late to discussing it, but I think that's a deserving choice because you look at Patrick Mahomes' roster, it keeps getting stronger. The picks were a huge problem for the whole team dynamic. Okay. Just sucked the life out of the team and the game. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, going back to Patrick Mahomes, yes, 2 very costly interceptions that both led to points. One directly, right? Cooper DeJean takes it all the way to the crib immediately. And yes, you can see the frustration on the sideline then. Then the defense, right, gets a stop. It's within the 10-yard line. Okay, we're going to drive together. We're going to score. It'll be 17-7 if they score a touchdown, right, before halftime. And before that can even start, that ball's intercepted too. But what I will say about that one is that's where Josh Sweat literally bulldozed an offensive lineman into Patrick Mahomes' lap. Like, that was an errant throw because of the pressure. Like, he's got an offensive lineman sitting on his, like, literally sitting on his shoulder pads as he's trying to throw that ball. So you can't really fault him for that one. But yeah, just the way that was navigated, like, that it's hard to say that that's a winning program. Or, sorry, that's a winning quarterback performance. I agree. Josh Allen, on the other hand, had many winning quarterback game performances. But here's the thing, too. How much does losing a game take away from the GOAT conversation versus just bad quarterback play? Because Josh Allen, right, if we're talking about great quarterback performances, he's had nothing but that this entire season, whether that's on the ground, through the air. He and Lamar Jackson both had just had incredible games. But neither team could really execute in the biggest moments of the playoffs. Josh Allen couldn't get 1 yard how many times against the Kansas City Chiefs? And, like, he's cursed to continue losing against the Chiefs for an undisclosed amount of time. Like, he can't figure it out. And I just know that's frustrating. Like, that's got to eat away at you to just not be able to get the big game. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes gets to that stage. How do you feel as Josh Allen when you lose in the last seconds in a heartbreaker to this team on their way to achieve history, and they don't even do it? They don't even do it. They, in fact, don't even get close. They lose in, like, blowout fashion. It would have to be frustrating to watch as Josh Allen. I wonder if he was at the Super Bowl at all. But, yeah, that would hurt to watch. But it wouldn't even hurt to watch as much as some of the things I've seen on Twitter this week. Has anybody else seen this, like, Spanish game show where this dude named Montoya? I don't know the name of it at all. I've only seen clips on Twitter. But, like, there's this dude named Montoya, and he's, like, watching his girlfriend on this big screen. but he's like separated from her by the beach, and she's in this villa with like all these other dudes, and it's like to see whether or not she'll cheat, and she actually does. But like the camera crew doesn't do anything to stop it, and he's like has to sit there and watch on the screen. Like there's cameras all around the villa. Like so, like if this was the villa, there'd probably be like a camera here. There'd probably be a camera here, one like here, one like right above the bed. There'd probably be like one on this guy here. Like rigged with cameras to make sure that like not only the audience, but he's not missing anything. Like he's not missing a single thing. But like that's his girlfriend. Like it's so messed up. I can't believe that this is an actual show. From what I've seen. But he like drops to his knees as you would, because like he's watching on the screen. Like here's my screen, right? So imagine like you're sitting here on the TV, because this is my TV here, and you're watching your own girlfriend, like the love of your life, with somebody else. Like when I say with somebody else, I mean like, bro, she was with somebody, and like, you have to watch it for content because you signed a contract. I think that would hurt to watch more than Josh Allen watching Patrick Mahomes go out so sad in the Super Bowl. But that's just my opinion. Other topics of conversation from the game. Can we talk about the scoreboard? I know this is going to be like super trivial, and everybody's like, with all the storylines of the game, that you want to talk about like production? Yes, actually, I do. Because as far as Super Bowl scoreboards go, that's probably my least favorite ever. Like, I right now could recreate that on my stream, right? Like, watch this. You want some text to show up? First off, X this, and then X the chat, right? Because we're doing the game right now. So imagine this is the chat. And then I went over to prime time, which is this screen. Let me flip myself upside down. This always happens, but just give me 1 second. Flip vertical. Okay, and I'm here. So just imagine, right, I already have the screen. Now I just have to put like green rectangle right here, which I can go to Stream Elements right now and put green rectangle. Then I can go right here and I can put red rectangle right here, red rectangle. And then time is easy. I literally go to Stream Elements, go to overlay, click graphic, click time, boom. And then I have the exact same scoreboard they had at the Super Bowl today. I was not a fan of the production whatsoever. I don't know how to fix it, and I know what they were going for too, right? Like it kind of matches, but I just thought that like the way that the logo was so well designed and like so intricate this year, and the way everything else looked on the screen, that was the weakest part. And it's on the screen the whole time. That was what I was telling my family too. Like it wouldn't be that big of a deal, except that the scoreboard is on the screen the whole game. So like you have to see it. And there wasn't like any motion or anything. Like it just, to me, that was not it. And I know, it's just a scoreboard. So like whatever. But yeah, not a huge fan. I'm also not a huge fan. I have to address it. I just have to say something about it because it's been eating at me. I can't put it on Twitter because, you know, for reasons. But dude, Kanye West on Twitter has been insufferable. Like, I don't know how. I know people that are humongous Kanye fans, but like, what can you even say? What can you even say to defend that? Like, it's just nasty behavior. Like, I think he posted a video on Instagram too talking about like, I'm glad everybody could just welcome like this freedom of speech. That's not what that is. That's hate speech. That's hate speech, and it's unwarranted. It's unfair. And like things like that are not supposed to be allowed on social media. The way Kanye was talking. I can't even repeat. Like I'm trying to show examples, but I don't even think I can repeat anything he said. Like he dissed a lot of people that he worked with before. One thing he did say that was really interesting to throw in the mix, like with everything else he was just discussing on Twitter. But Kanye said he only listens to Miles. Like who would have expected that? Whose 2025 bingo card said Kanye West was gonna name drop Miles? Especially if you follow Miles and you know what he's been going through recently, you know that Miles is not particularly in a happy place with music. He was supposed to try and go and perform live. They didn't have the money for him to tour. He was having to crowdsource the funds to tour himself for his fans because he's not making that much money from YouTube. Kanye says he can only listen to You Know Miles because everybody else talks about money they don't have and things that are negative to like our culture. And yet he's like only listens to You Know Miles. So like You Know had to be celebrating for about 30 seconds when he got that notification until he opened up Twitter or X and saw all the other things that he was like listed alongside, right? Because reputation is everything, right? And like if people see your name for the first time, what they see your name connected to is how they're going to identify you. So imagine seeing your name, or imagine people's first time being exposed to you is in the Kanye West rage tweet category where like he's just sounding off hatred on everybody. That's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. So you know, one's got to be sympathetic with You Know, and I don't even know what to say about Kanye West. Like, what possesses you to do that? First of all, how do you get to a point in your life where like this is a decision that you make? I think it's still going. I haven't checked in a couple days, but I know that it was a multi-day deal. I made a TikTok about it a couple days ago, and people were like, "Did you see the new ones?" What? No, I didn't, because I don't want to see that, right? What I do want to see is the parade and the ring ceremony for the Eagles this year, right? Congratulations, Eagles. You have earned your Super Bowl rings. And as a bowl champion, I know what it's like to receive a ring. So, congratulations, right? I said last week on this show, actually, that I wanted Saquon to have one of these, but from the Super Bowl as an Eagle. And lo and behold, something I thought was impossible came true right before our very eyes. Saquon Barkley earns his first Super Bowl ring, man, after being attached to the Giants for like an awful amount of time for Saquon. He did not belong to be a... now he gets an opportunity to test the market, goes out to the Eagles, wins the Super Bowl. So, one, possibly first to multiple, because the Eagles team is stacked. I mean, I don't know if you saw what they were able to do to the Chiefs, the reigning champions in the Super Bowl, but they pretty much decimated them, right? They ended them. BJ, welcome, bro. I'm glad you're getting a good time out of this because, yeah. So, excuse me, Saquon, champion to champion. Congratulations, man. I just had to say it. But I'm glad that we will get a parade this year. You know, there's been years this year where we wouldn't have gotten one. We wouldn't have gotten a parade if we were in Kansas City. We wouldn't have got one because of the violence that happened last year at the Super Bowl parade. I had a lot of friends that were there. I had a lot of friends that wanted to just enjoy their team winning a Super Bowl, as you do. You know, that's the reason for the parade, is so that the community can enjoy the win. You don't have a Super Bowl without Super Bowl fans, so the fans should get to participate when their team wins the Super Bowl. Like, you have an event in the city. That only makes sense. To me, that only makes sense. That the fans get to go out on the town and celebrate. Sometimes it gets violent. And it's unfortunate that that has had to be the case the last couple of times that we've had Super Bowls or big win celebrations. Because, you know, the fanfare is such a big part of sports. It's like sacred. So when that's threatened, you know, it's like a part of the sport that's being threatened too. Most recently, there wasn't going to be a parade in Kansas City if the Chiefs won. Let me put my ring back on. There wasn't going to be a parade if the Chiefs won because of the violence that happened last year. And the Eagles, I think they were still planning on having a parade, but people are having to be cautious now because of the tragedy that happened last week or 2 weeks ago after the NFC Championship. It's just, you know, some tragedy is part of the sport. You know, injuries are part of the sport. Controversial calls are part of the sport. Your team losing is part of the sport. narratives about who's the greatest and some people not being mentioned in that category is part of the sport. But the tragedies off the field don't have to be. And I think that's what's frustrating to me. Like, we don't have to be in these predicaments where we can't have a Super Bowl parade in a certain city because of the violence. Or a reporter loses his life before the Super Bowl that's there to report the Super Bowl. That was a story that came out yesterday that, really shook me because, I read into the story. Like, dude was trying to have fun while he was down there recording the Super Bowl, but, you can't trust strangers. And you can't trust anybody. And this shouldn't be reflective on the city, but everywhere, it's not safe. So, as you're celebrating the Super Bowl, or as you have weekend plans, or even when you're out for Valentine's Day, just be careful. And just love your loved ones and let them know that you love them. I think that's always important to do. Let your loved ones know that you love them. With that, there's just a couple other things that I wanted to talk about before we get off the stream today. We're going to hit our goal of 1 hour, whether we hit a wall or we just keep trucking. So, Invincible Season 3, the first couple episodes are out. I have not watched them yet. I'm so excited to, because Invincible is probably my top 10 shows. It used to be top 5, but it got pushed back. My girlfriend showed me Attack on Titan, and there's a talking point. Bro, Attack on Titan is the single greatest piece of fiction that exists. Right? I know we were talking about the Super Bowl. We're not talking about the Super Bowl anymore. Let's talk about Attack on Titan, dude. Attack on Titan is the perfect story to ever be written. And I didn't believe it. I'm a sports guy. I sit here and we talk about the Super Bowl, I'm a bowl champion. So what I got to do with watching anime? Or so I thought. But man, the show gives you so much to think about. I'm watching I think it's Kuriko's Mystery Shack, where he's now going through and analyzing every episode of Attack on Titan there ever was. And dude, there's so much in that show that you would never even know unless you go back and watch it a second time. Right? There's so many details that you miss unless you go back and watch it again. It's almost like watching football film, right? Once you know what a team is really used to doing, you can go back on the individual plays and see their mannerisms. You could see who was the enemy in Attack on Titan. And my girlfriend just put me on. What would I say? Probably at the start of January. And she was eventually we gotta watch this whole show. But we get through season 1 and we start season 2, and there's a big reveal at the start of season 2 that I'm not gonna say in case there's still people who haven't seen it, even though it came out years ago. I didn't see it till a month ago, so I'll leave it a secret too. But bro, it had you hooked, literally from moment 1 until you conclude the show. There's so many mysteries, and mysteries lead into mysteries, or mysteries lead into other reveals, which only cause more questions. And as you keep watching the show, it's what am I actually watching? What is this trying to tell me? Is there a message? Am I supposed to be learning something from watching this? And you just don't know. It's hard to try to explain, but that show did things that I've never seen a show accomplish. And I hope that it gets all the respect. I think that the final episode or whatever comes out in theaters tomorrow. Bro, if you've never done it before, take the time right now, listen to a sports guy give you a show recommendation. Let me get a Gatorade too. I gotta hydrate. Hold on. Gotta hydrate, bro. But listen to a sports guy and go watch Attack on Titan, the final season. Go watch the full show as soon as you possibly can. And if I've already seen the show, I'm an anime expert, go watch it again. You're welcome. You know you want to. Because after you watch Attack on Titan, there's actually nothing better. There's not a better show. So go watch Attack on Titan. If you've already seen it, go watch it again. My favorite character from the show, I don't even know if I can say, because it might be a spoiler. But the main character's storyline is perfectly written. Like I said about the show, the main character's arc is perfectly written. His motives stay true to what they were at the beginning of the show, and the way that they twist and turn into the different situations, There's nothing I can say. I'm not moist critical. Like, I'm not about to give you a show review. That's not what this channel is. But it's worth the watch, bro. It's just worth the watch. It's changed my perspective on a lot of things to watch Attack on Titan. Because now I'm searching for like another anime to watch, and I just don't know what to do. This is probably what Chiefs fans feel like. Like that hunt to the three-peat is over. That was the greatest period of entertainment in my life. Like, what do I do after that? Like, what am I supposed to pursue? What am I supposed to watch? There's nothing that could possibly reach that same level of entertainment. Sorry, Chiefs fans, that I've been dogging on you today. This is my one day to get my get back. You don't know what it's like, okay? You don't know what it's like to live under the thumb of the Kansas City Chiefs. You losing in the best game of the year is the only break I get. You know what that feels like? That losing in the Super Bowl and still being the second best team instead of the first best team is like my haha got you moment. That's a dynasty. It's a real dynasty that the Kansas City Chiefs have. So like, for that to be my only leverage should make you happy as a Chiefs fan, I feel like. Because, I mean, what else do you want from your team? They're giving you the best opportunity to win. They're putting you in big game scenarios, even if they lose. Like, I never understood, I guess I could understand why Bills fans were so upset losing 4 Super Bowls in a row. Because at that point, like, it's like you can't get over the hump. But that's what we're seeing with Josh Allen. He can't get over the Patrick Mahomes hump. Like, as much as he tries, as much as he would attempt to, this dude Patrick Mahomes has his number. Like, has had his number for his entire career. That's gotta weigh on you. Like, you gotta have nightmares about that, bro. Like, what do you even do? What do you even do? That's a genuine question. If you play against the same guy in the same position 4 times in a row, and rule changes are made specifically to help you, and you still can't, like, accomplish the job, what do you do after that? This dude Josh got the rules changed of overtime so he can have a better chance of beating the Chiefs. And still lost. Like, I know the self-doubt has to creep in. Man, I just don't know. I just offer all, like, the encouragement in the world to him. But, like, some people would shut down worse than PlayStation did. PlayStation shut down? I bet you didn't think we were going to get into that today. But, man, I play video games at this_51. Let me pull up my logo for you. I play video games over at this_51, right? If you go right here, I always mess it up. If you go right here, that's my Twitch. Go ahead and follow. Once we hit 200 followers on Twitch, we'll do some merchandise for the channel, right? But I've been trying to play online games on my stream for literally a week straight. And, like, first it was the Wi-Fi in my apartment that went down. I had to wait for the Wi-Fi to go up. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to stream here. I had to go to work. Like, work scheduled me. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, I got to go to work. So then I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. The worst possible thing ever happens. A cyber attack. I finally set, like, time away. I'm like, okay, we're going to stream at this_51 from... We're going to stream at this_51 from... What did I say? I think I said 5 p.m. to 9:30. It was going to be like this big marathon event. I've never streamed that long before. So I'm like, yeah, everybody join the stream. It's going to be live. We're going to have special rewards for subscribers, which we do. Subscribers get a special thing that happens on the screen if you go follow my Twitch, this_51. We do a special deal for subscribers every time. But, man, so I like got it all planned out. It's going to be so funny. We get like a second into the stream. And, bro, it completely bugs out. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. First off, Brax with the Axe beats me. He's one of my Twitch viewers. He's, like, consistent on the channel. He beats me. He gets to become a moderator. I'm like, there's no way that I just lost to this dude. I beat him probably 14 times in a row. And I beat him. He beats me this one time. And I'm like, dang, that's the worst thing that could have happened on stream. But no, the whole game glitches. I don't know if you're a victim of this either, or, like, as well. But we couldn't even play, like, Minecraft. every single possible game was just completely shut down. There was nothing we could do. And it just stayed that way for so long. It was actually unfortunate because like all the viewers were ready. They were ready to like put a Minecraft world together. We were going to do like a subscribers world where everybody that subbed to the channel could join. And we were going to play college football 25 against our viewers too. But then PlayStation just completely dies on itself. That's the Twitch, by the way. I'm plugging it heavy for the last 5 minutes. That's the Twitch. Go follow. By the way, that's the Twitch. But, dude, yeah, I had a whole plan. We were going to play college football against viewers. If the viewers beat me, they were going to get something. Then we were going to play the Boonville Barbecue Chicken season finale, which, like, that's the team I play as, is the Boonville Barbecue Chickens over on my other channel. And then, it just kept getting worse, and nothing was working, and I didn't know what to do about it. Because I'm sitting here, like, trying to create content still. But, like, how am I supposed to create content when there's nothing, like, that I can do? I couldn't play Marvel Rivals. I couldn't play Mortal Kombat because like I wasn't going to play online, and nobody wants to watch people do towers. Sorry if you do that, but nobody wants to watch you do towers on Mortal Kombat. Then I couldn't even download Astro's Playroom. I didn't have it downloaded because who has that downloaded? But I'm sitting here and like that could have been my savior. The last thing to save me was being able to play Astro's Playroom. And of course that's the one time like we don't have it downloaded. So great decision by me, I guess. Just very unfortunate. Just so very unfortunate how things shook out. And, yeah. And, we got closer to our goal today. Thank you, everybody that's here. Thank you to everybody that joined the stream. Congratulations again to the Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Couldn't get to 10:55. I'm tired and my throat hurts, so I'm going to hydrate. Make sure you hydrate. Get some water in your body. Enjoy school tomorrow if you're going. Otherwise, enjoy the work week. Otherwise, congratulations on retirement. That's the only other thing I can think of. Or maybe you've got your Monday off. Whatever it is, I hope you sleep well. I hope you have a great night. And I hope that tomorrow is even better. But today was not half bad. See you next time.